Hello and welcome to the Talkin Bits podcast. This is your host, Michael Rose.
Your host with the most.
Host with
sleep.
The most sleep, yes. And with me is Banana Head.
The host with the least.
The host with the least amount of sleep. Banana
Yeah.
Head, Nathaniel Booher.
It's me. Thanks, buddy. I feel like a rotten banana this morning. I am just peeling, let me tell you.
What's your middle name?
I don't have a middle name.
Yeah, you do.
No, I have a joke about it. How do you not know this?
Mm.
I'm named after my middle name. I'm named after the great general, the greatest
Oh,
general of
yeah,
all time.
Ulysses.
Nope.
That's great.
Robert E.
Yep.
My middle name is Lee.
Yeah. I knew that, actually.
It's actually worse than that. I'm named after the car that's named after the great general.
General Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you a big Dukes and Hazzard
That's
fan?
my joke. Come see me live. Huh?
Were you a big Dukes of Hazzard fan?
Oh, of
growing up?
course.
Yeah,
dude,
my dad was like always watching Dukes of Hazzard. That's
Yeah, dude.
not a show for kids.
I used to try to slide across the hood of my mom's car, but she never waxed it, so it was kind of sticky.
Yeah.
So I'd make it about halfway and just go
And like your chain wallet that I know that you had would like
scratch
scratch
paint.
it. You had a chain wallet, right?
There was no paint.
You had a chain wallet, right?
No, but my uncle still rocks one, dude.
I do know that joke. That is a joke, right?
My uncle?
Yeah. Is that the same uncle?
Oh, he is a joke, yeah, for sure. But he's no, it's real. Those are all 100% factual.
Isn't it like a bit in there about the chain wallet, or have you just told me about the chain wallet before?
Maybe I've just told you. I don't have a bit about the chain. I don't think. Maybe I used to. He's the one that has the rebel flag on his arm.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude.
Heritage, not hate, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
He's a neat fellow.
The heritage of hating African American
when
people.
I think about our topic of what's the most white trash thing in your every item that comes to mind is him.
Do you have another white trash story? That was a fun bit we did for a couple episodes.
I got it. We
Dude.
could do a whole show about that.
I'm ready. I want to hear. I want to hear another white trash story.
Well, when I was a kid, it's so humiliating. My mom's gonna kill me. When I was a kid, we lived in a single wide, but it was it was on this plot of land where there was another single wide, and that's where my grandparents and that uncle lived, and me and mom were in the other one. It was like a couple 100 feet apart. So I basically lived with them, just separate walls. But there was our single wides, and there was this long, steep gravel driveway. It's still there. I'll take you there sometime. Piece of shit.
You gonna take me there?
Yeah, I'll take you on a tour. This long gravel driveway.
Talking Bits field trip.
And next to the driveway, there's this old fence from like the 60s. Like it was just like a couple posts and some old wire, like a cheap fence. On the other side of that, there's this other double wide, rich. Okay,
Damn.
Like rich assholes. But there was this guy. I can probably say his name was Rusty, and which checks out.
I love it.
Yeah, and Rusty was a real piece of shit type of fella. Looking back, so were we. But at the moment, he was like our enemy, like he was over the fence or whatever. But he sometimes he had this dog that would bark all the time, and that was like a source of problems for us or something. So for about like 5 years off and on, it would escalate to where that same uncle and my grandpa would meet at the fence to yell at Rusty and his son, who's probably like 18 at the time, 17. And then sometimes if the yelling didn't seem to solve the problem, they would go to the end of the fence where the driveways merged, and they just beat the shit out of each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, one time I was standing there and I watched my uncle take that kid's shirt and like flip it up over his head and then just punch
Do you think
him
they're
in
friends
the
now?
ribs.
Like,
You want to know what happened to Rusty?
did Rusty die?
Yeah, Rusty died. And
Why
I don't want to be, just on the off chance that somebody local knows who I'm talking about. I probably should have not said the name, but he was in the news, kind of. He allegedly was selling some narcotics out of that double wide, as we all knew. Because cars came and went in the night. That was also a source of the fighting. Yeah. Anyways, and so I guess allegedly he owed some folks some money or something like that. And so this is hard to picture for our audio listeners. I'll do my best. So there's my single wide of my grandparents. There's gravel driveway, tiny wire fence.
Yeah.
Another gravel driveway, which is Rusty's, his house. Then there's a row of trees to the left of his house. On the other side of that row of trees is an old cemetery for the town that we lived in. And as kids, we would go walking through there and try to stay there. They found Rusty hanging from a tree in that cemetery.
Oh, Jesus
and
Christ.
The
this
story
isn't a funny
I
ending.
heard, no, it's not a funny. The story I heard is that some person was there, like either cleaning or was visiting a grave, and saw him and somehow did not realize that he was suspended by the tree above him, and walked and touched him, and he turned ever so slightly. And for our video listeners, you just saw my hand turn. But how, I don't know how that's true.
Yeah.
How would you not realize there's a rope connected from this guy? The story is, as a kid, what I was told is that exactly. And that he was wearing a long coat or something, but that he did not do it. It was not self-induced, basically. It was more of a display.
Yeah.
But it was right next to his home,
Okay. Well,
so that's where I grew up.
I love it. You made me think of 3 stories.
And I was probably 11 when that happened.
You made me think of three stories. I may have told you. I told you the story of Moon Pie on this. The guy Moon Pie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's
Love a guy
2
named
stories.
Moon
I
Pie.
have told you the Moon Pie story.
I think so. I remember the name. Yeah.
That was a crazy one. So
Fort Minor. Remember the name.
oh, that's a dude.
You're
I
welcome,
like that.
dude.
That's a good song.
That's 15% luck, is what that is.
Yeah.
Dude. That's
I don't even remember what the percentages are.
something about concentrated power of will.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's the big one.
moving
I don't
on.
feel like it added up to 100. It's not a big. I don't. You know what I mean? I feel like it's 100.
Did the song "Remember the Name" even add up to 100%?
I don't think it did.
Can we, Jamie, pull that up? Can we? Somebody look at that.
I'm sure it did. I don't know, but
Go
probably
ahead.
like 104 or something.
Yeah, go
Anyway,
ahead.
so I won't tell the Moon Pie story if I've told it before. I'm going to tell it because I don't feel like I have on the podcast. So really, there's a guy I went to high school with named Moon Pie. He was called Moon Pie because he threw a moon pie at our vice principal like the first day of high school.
Good name for him.
Love it.
Yeah.
Our sophomore, maybe junior year, he this was like the time of like all the synthetic weeds and like synthetic meth and all that shit. You remember that?
Yeah.
Does it add up? Are you looking it up? Does it add up to 100?
No.
What does it add up to?
200.
I was gonna say I didn't think it added up to 100.
So for anybody listening who has no fucking idea what we're talking about, we were talking about a very obscure, debatably hip hop song from.
How old is it? That's got to be 20 years old.
Well, let's see. Yeah, let's see what year. It's called "Remember the Name"
But Fort Minor.
by Fort Minor, 2005.
Okay, that's
big
close.
part of my childhood. My mom loved that song.
I like the song too.
Interestingly enough, this is one thing I do know about the group Fort Minor. It's Mike Shinoda, who was also a member of Linkin Park.
Oh, really?
He's like the rapper dude in Linkin. You know, there's like
Yeah,
Chester, the main and then there's the rapper dude in Linkin Park.
Chester.
That's Mike Shinoda.
Chester, the one who's not with us anymore.
That's the one.
Yep.
That's the Rusty of the group. And so, sorry, that was. I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh, I like when I'm this tired.
We're
This is
getting,
fun. This is like delirious.
Somebody's gonna
podcasting.
listen to this episode for this will be the first episode of the show they ever listen to.
This
I'm
is
like,
fun,
what's
man.
up with these guys?
I'm glad we're here. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. This is
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. So remember the name by Fort Minor, and if you don't remember it, here's a few of the lyrics. I'll start from the beginning. Okay. You ready? Let's go. Which personally,
That's a great way to start a song.
I can't think of a better way to start a song.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Dora has a similar approach at the beginning of every episode, and it draws
Say
you.
Dora?
Yeah, the Explorer. Not to be
Dora
confused
the
with all the other
Explorer.
Doras out there.
The Explorer, not the Explorer. Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, the Explorer. Yeah.
Okay.
The song.
'Cause it's feminine.
Dora the Explorer. Yeah. Anyways,
That was a Spanish joke.
for
anyway.
those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. And then in parentheses, come on. So basically, Mike
Just setting it
Shinoda
Setting it up.
is setting the scene here.
Yeah.
But here, what we're getting at is they name off some percentages.
Yeah, I want to know the percentages.
Okay, so the lyrics go as follows. This is 10% luck. You want to get your calendar? Or your
I'll get the
calculator.
my
not
calendar.
I'm so
Let's
tired.
just throw this on my fucking calendar real quick.
For the listeners, we'll get into
All right,
this. I had a long
10% what
night.
day?
10% luck.
Okay.
20% skill.
Okay.
15% concentrated power
Oh, I thought that was a
of
bigger
will.
one. Okay.
Just 15. That's not a lot of concentrated
not.
power of will. 5% pleasure, not enough.
Yeah, if you don't like it,
50% pain.
Yeah, that's a lot of pain. You need to change.
So what are we at right
We're
now?
at 100
Okay.
now.
and 100% reason to remember the name. We're at 200%, folks.
So, I mean, do you think... Yeah.
I think Mike Shinoda was telling us how to give 200%. That's
I think
what
so.
I think.
Yeah.
And I think we owe him a lot for that.
I think we do.
Yeah. Anyways, what a waste of fucking time.
That was a great 3-minute bit we just did.
I thought it was fun.
No, that was fun. Anyway, so Moon Pie.
Moon Pie and Rusty. Yeah. That's
Moon
the
Pie-
episode, bro.
Moon Pie and Rusty.
Oh, God.
God, I loved that kid.
Welcome back, folks.
No,
We're back.
so-
We're back.
This was like my sophomore, junior year, something like that. And this was like when all the synthetic weeds, like synthetic, like meth and coke
Yeah.
and all that.
Uh-huh.
And it was bath salts, if you remember that.
Yeah.
He was super high on bath salts in school,
Yeah.
right? Got tased like 7 times by our school resource officer.
Neat.
Got detained, got like expelled,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Craziest son of a bitch I've met in my life. He at one point was like making meth. Like that was our sophomore year. That happened. Our junior year, he was back at school
Cool.
selling meth
Yeah.
that he was making, and like
He's an entrepreneur, dude. He's
Was.
out here grinding.
was an entrepreneur.
We're back to that again.
had a good work ethic, you know.
15% concentrated power of will is
I
about
would-
what he had.
I would
dude.
definitely say it was 50% pain, you know. And we do have 100% reasons to remember the name. But so he after high school.
So stupid.
After high school, old Moon Pie, he passed away, and I would like you to guess on just
Rest in peace.
what happened to Moon
Rest in
Pie,
peace to Moon Pie.
because I don't think you're gonna guess it. I don't think, because
Was it like he died in a freak accident, like a crazy kind of way, or like?
just knowing this kid, okay, he got tased 7 times his
Right.
sophomore year of high school.
Well, the obvious answer is overdose,
That's what you'd think.
but it makes me think that's not right.
You'd think it'd be that, something
Yeah.
like he was high and crashed his car,
Right.
something
Is it
like
just like
went out in like a
diabetes or something?
blazing
like,
fury. He died of hernia.
wow.
I didn't even know
Hernia.
you could do that.
He must have fought that for a while, huh?
Yeah, he must have thought he was on a.
Yeah.
You know what? Never mind. That was starting to get
That's
mean.
tough. Yeah.
Another story I have from my childhood. One time I lived in a what did I call it that one time you made fun of me, a modular home neighborhood.
Modular homes.
I lived in a modular home neighborhood.
These real estate terms.
And so I lived. There was 3 cul-de-sacs, and so I lived at one cul-de-sac. But like there was this other cul-de-sac, but it was like kind of a newer cul-de-sac. So
How
like
many times are you gonna say cul-de-sac, dude?
that's a
I was trying to be mature, and then you said it
Cul-de-sac?
6 times in a row, dude.
dude. What is wrong with the word
That's
cul-de-sac?
a hilarious word.
It's a pretty normal
Tell
word.
me right in, listeners, viewers. Cul-de-sac is a hilarious
What
word.
would you rather me say? Circle?
Sure.
The circle?
I would rather you say cul-de-sac. It's more fun. And I was trying to be mature, and then you said it 6 times.
I think it's a pretty normal word. Anyway, so there's this other cul-de-sac. That-
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
That was newer, so like the gravel hadn't settled yet, and I was riding my bike through it.
A
and
gravel cul-de-sac?
like, well, there's houses, but like it's like a circle.
Right, but you said the gravel hadn't settled yet, so it's not paved?
No, I mean it was paved, but like it was
There's gravel edges.
gravel edges, and it was
Okay,
like it hadn't
all right.
settled yet.
All right.
So I'm like riding my bike, and I slip, and I like skin like 6 to 8 inches of my knee. I'm like
Ew.
8. My
Gross.
brother has to like carry me home, and my dad sat me in the bathtub and got a bottle of rubbing alcohol and just poured it
Oh, yeah,
on my
yeah,
fucking leg.
I remember that. I got that a few times. where
And
it's
then
like,
got
it
mad
doesn't
at
hurt.
me when I started to scream.
Yeah, peroxide doesn't hurt, and they just fucking pour
It wasn't peroxide, it was rubbing alcohol.
Both, yeah.
Yeah. And then I forgot what the third. Oh, this one's sad. Talking about white trash stuff.
All right.
You brought up a dog,
Mm-hmm.
right? My neighbors had a dog who the neighbors behind them, so they were like across the street from me, but how the mobile home neighborhood was set up, modular home neighborhood was set up. Trailer park was set up.
There it is.
There was like somebody kind of behind them. Their dog got out one day and went to this person's house, and that person just hated this dog or dogs in general, or was a real sadist,
Yeah.
and like fed it a bunch of antifreeze and it died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty white
well,
trash.
that was part
That's
of the
shit that happens in
that
like
was
white
part
trash
of the
neighborhoods.
fence conversations. A lot of times was like my uncle being like, "I'm gonna kill it, like if it doesn't stop
Barking.
barking." Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the problem was they would lock it out on the front porch, and they had like blocked off the exit, to where like this dog was contained to the porch and was out there like 24/7. 7,
just losing it,
just going nuts for. Truly, that dog did bark pretty uninterrupted for about 5 years. Like it really was a problem.
Yeah.
But I don't know that the way to handle it was threatening to
kill it,
wrap amphetamines in turkey and toss it over the fence. I don't know that was ever. That was a particular threat that I remember being dished out. There was a lot, dude. We could go. I could do an hour of just Nathaniel's White Trash podcast. We could talk about that all
dude.
day.
I love it, man.
Yeah, we got a lot. You mentioned hernia too. It made me think my grandpa had a brother that was like and I may have said this on the show before, a real not nice character. He's in trouble a lot, particularly with law enforcement, and he died in Sullivan County Jail because he was like screaming for help, but he was in there so often causing trouble and stuff that the guards didn't help him. And when they went in the next day to check on him, he was dead because his appendix had ruptured.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like the boy who cried. The
The boy who cried.
That's the gurgling sounds you make when you die.
Yeah. That's the boy who cried appendix.
The boy who cried appendix. Yeah.
They're
Jesus.
like, oh, nice try, Gene. The old appendix trick. We know this one. Yeah.
I have something I want to talk about for the parents
fuck
out
you
there.
guys. My grandpa would think that's funny.
I have something I want to talk about for the parents out there. Big Miss Rachel household. You know, we have a
who?
We're a big Miss Rachel household. You
Who's
know,
Miss
you
Rachel?
don't know who Miss Rachel is?
No.
Have a
am I
kid.
the only one on
You'll
this?
know who Miss Rachel is.
Oh, okay.
So Miss Rachel is a girl on
Yeah.
YouTube, sings, and our
Okay.
daughter, shout out Baby OJ, shout out CrossFit.
Shout out.
She is invested. Like she is. This
Oh,
is
she likes Miss Rachel.
this is it. Like
Yeah.
this is stops
Is
her in her
Miss
tracks.
Rachel a teacher of some sort?
It
It sounds Miss
I mean,
Rachel
like
makes
she
her
teach
sound
like the
a
songs
teacher.
are like educational, and like there's
Okay,
like
okay.
teach them like 1,
She's not
two,
like I beat
three.
the pussy up. She's not like doing those songs.
No, we try to
Yeah.
keep our toddler away from stuff like that. Anyway,
It makes
there's a
one of
song,
us.
and I don't think it's Miss Rachel's song, but it's
Yeah.
about these 5 little ducks. Okay,
Okay, 5 ducks. Got
5 ducks, and I'm not going to sing the song, but essentially,
it. Yeah.
5 little ducks go out one day
Mm-hmm.
over the hill and far away.
Mm-hmm.
Mother duck says quack 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 quack, but only 4 of the little ducks come back.
And 15% concentrated power of will.
50% pain, yes. So, right, you get in the gist.
Yeah.
So it goes, then 4 little ducks, 3 little ducks, and then
Dude, I know what song I'm putting on the insert.
the 5 little ducks song, please do.
No.
Oh. You should do a remix
All
of
right.
the two. Anyway,
Moving on.
so at the end of the song,
At the
so
end
like
of the 5 ducks song.
the 5 little ducks. So and then it goes, 1 little duck goes over the hill, but none of the little ducks come back.
Mm-hmm.
And then goes sad mother duck goes out one day over the hill and far away, blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
then finds all the ducks. And I'm just saying, she doesn't love the first 4 ducks. You know,
Right. Not as invested.
She
in
doesn't
those.
go. When
She's
one
like, y'all chill here. I'm gonna go do something.
when 1 duck leaves, she's like, "Fuck it, I don't care." When
Right.
2 ducks leave, I don't care. But when last little duck leaves,
Right. It sounds like Golden Duck is the favorite. It sounds like Golden Duck is Travis Stevenson. That's what it sounds like. That's and he's gonna love that when he doesn't listen to this episode.
I'm gonna cut that.
No.
gonna
He's
cut
gonna
that.
love it.
I'll
He's
cut
gonna,
that.
No, he's gonna think that's funny. Leave
Nah,
it
you should cut.
in. Travis Stevenson. Just leave it.
Do you remember that episode with Meredith where she?
Talk over it.
I had to mute. She kept saying that guy's name, and I just kept having to mute it. Who was
No.
it? We were talking shit about somebody,
I don't even.
and she like was very. I don't remember who it was. I can't remember
That's
who it was, but she
hilarious.
was like Nathaniel Booher, Nathaniel Booher, Nathaniel Booher, Nathaniel. I just kept saying it, and it was very
That's
funny.
I
Yeah, shout out
want to know
Meredith.
who it is now.
I don't remember who it was, and
Yeah.
it's muted, and I've already deleted
Well,
that
hey,
episode.
speaking of talking shit, I spent about 7 hours. No, way more. I spent about 13 hours yesterday with our good friend of the show, Mr. Justin Mays.
Yeah.
And he is a world class.
I had to pull a Rusty.
I love.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Justin.
Yeah, no, it was great. I got to, let me just real quick recap my fucking last couple of days. So I was telling Michael before the show, one of my favorite comics that I've ever worked with or ever even seen live, for that matter, is Nick Murphy. Hilarious comic from Atlanta. He was just on the Netflix as a Joke festival in L.A.
Oh, that's cool.
He's popping off. He's right there. He's right on the edge of that. He's popping off. And I happened to just notice that he had a tour this weekend where he was going to be in Chattanooga, which for those of you listening is about a 3-hour drive for us. So I just texted Justin and was like, hey, Justin is kind of my middleman between me and Murphy. He knows him real well, and I worked with Murphy because of Justin and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, we should go see him. So Nick was nice enough to put our names on the guest list, and so we didn't have to pay, we
that's cool.
hang out with the comics and didn't have to pay. Yeah, really, really, really nice. And it was at the Comedy Catch in Chattanooga, Danielle's club. Been there many times. Great, great club. Nick destroyed, obviously. And then on the late show, I got to see Stephen Henry, who's another friend of the show. He's actually not been on, but needs to be. Funny dude. Did a guest spot. Jeff Greenspan hosted. It was a good little trip. But we went to this place. Justin was doing a fantasy draft with Andrew Ledbetter and Matt Harris and some other comics that are maybe possibly going to be on soon. And so we stopped by their house, and then we were like, hey, you guys are like food. Where should we get food, we feel like they'd have good recommendations. And they suggested a place called Bollywood Taco in Chattanooga. This is a plug for the restaurant.
Bollywood Taco.
This is an Indian-Mexican fusion place.
Oh, I got it. I understood from the name. Yeah. I was on board immediately. I knew exactly what we were getting into.
Taco. Yeah. Dude, I had a quesadilla. All right, hear me out. Quesadilla.
I like quesadillas.
You like quesadillas? Quesadilla. It had chicken and queso in it, as quesadillas do. And then it was smothered in a chicken tikka masala sauce.
Okay.
With cilantro. Out of this world. It was so good.
Sounds good.
So good. So we did that. Went to the catch. And then before I knew it, it was 5:30 a.m.
Yeah. You said you stopped at like a really good local diner on the way home? Waffle House?
It wasn't local, actually. We debated on Waffle House. I forget what it was called, honestly. It was really good, though.
I just get it.
It was attached to a Best Western, which is always a good sign.
Oh, I love it. 24 hours?
Yeah.
I love it, dude.
We walked in, and there's a display case with, I'm not lying, like no less than 20 full-size cakes and pies with like a slice here and there cut out of them. And Ivan was like, those are all frozen. And Justin was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, definitely not fresh. And he was like, yeah. And then somebody was like, we're all getting pie, right? Like it didn't matter at all. It was like 2 a.m. We did not get pie, but Justin had a giant waffle with whipped cream. So
my favorite restaurant in this world to eat alone at is a Waffle House.
Why? So you can just look?
No, dude. Like I go to Waffle. I used to.
Dude, there's a bunch of Rusties working at Waffle.
Yeah, I used to go to Waffle House like for lunch by myself, often.
Dude,
often.
I don't even like the fact that you've been there during the daylight.
Yeah, dude. Often by myself.
Are they open? They shouldn't even be open until nightfall.
No, dude. You get an
You're the only one in there for lunch?
Nope. It's a popping place. I think there's more people in there at lunch than.
Is that right?
A lot of old people. I'm by far the youngest.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm young. I'm the youngest by 50 years.
It's all the people that work at the bank I work at there for lunch. That's what it is.
No. It's straight up all 70-year-olds and then me.
That's who works at the bank, dude.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. Old white ladies, I got them.
No, dude. This is old dudes who are flirting with like the 45-year-old waitresses who sound like this. You know what I mean? Like having good time.
Yeah. Have I told my Waffle House story on the show? I don't think I have. And this story is a little bit reliant on visuals, so I apologize to those on Spotify. I'll do my best. But so one time we were in high school, right? We anybody listening who's not from Northeast Tennessee probably doesn't understand that certain fast foods, and especially fast foods, but even like just restaurants in general that are pretty commonplace elsewhere, we really didn't have around here until like we got our first Popeyes when I was in high school, and it was a game changer. Yeah. Because
dude, I fucking
derail for
Popeyes.
A second.
God.
Here's some white trash. So in between fence fights with Rusty, my grandpa and my grandma would drive, hear me out, you'll understand this, would drive from our house in Blountville, Tennessee, so a little further south than Bristol, to Wytheville, Virginia.
No. For Popeyes?
There was a truck stop that had a Popeyes kiosk. And they would get it, and they would not eat it. They would drive it back to Bristol.
I love Popeyes, but I don't love it that much.
Put it in the oven and heat it up, and then I would walk down from our modular home, and we would have Popeyes for dinner. That was a regular occurrence.
Since we're on the topic of
Monthly,
chicken,
probably.
Since we're on the topic of chicken, every single family reunion I've ever been to,
Popeyes.
KFC.
Oh yeah, that's a
Dude,
staple
buckets
too.
of KFC, man.
Yeah, we used to do that for summer picnics, and it's terrible. It's always soggy.
I
in those
love
fucking
KFC,
buckets
dude.
And shit, dude.
Who's
Anyways, what
who's
was I
keeping
saying?
Crystal open? You know
I
the
saw a popping one last night.
the
Actually,
restaurant Crystal.
I saw a lot of people at Crystal last night
Listen, Crystal's good.
in Chattanooga.
I do like Crystal.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's keeping Crystal open?
I don't know. It might be money laundering scheme like
I
Long
think
John's.
so. Like fucking Long John Silver. When was the last time you ate at a Long? Dude,
They just closed the one near my work.
I went to me and Kayla went to a Long John Silver's like probably 6 months ago. We went.
Did you stop shitting 3 months ago?
No. We went into the drive-through and they're like, "Hey, what can we get here?" I'm like, "Ah, just give a second. We're gonna look at the menu."
Mm-hmm.
We look at the menu, and I
They
look
got
over.
fish.
I look over at Kayla and I'm like, "I don't really want to fucking eat here, do you?" And she's like, "I don't think so." And then we just left.
You're like, I'll have the popcorn shrimp.
Yeah,
And then you die.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What was I saying before Popeyes derailed? Between fence fights with Rusty?
Fast food restaurants, high school.
Fast food restaurants, yeah, high school. So it's kind of it's a big deal when
Yeah.
we got places like that. And when we were maybe like juniors or something, they opened our first Wing Stop locally.
Is that Pizza Hut, or is that different?
No, that's Wing Street.
Thank
That's
you.
what they call it.
Thank
yeah.
you.
No,
Okay.
no. Wing Stop, the green.
Yeah.
It's
We have
wonderful.
one. I'm familiar. Yeah.
Wonderful. It's the best.
But I thought it was just an extension of Pizza Hut, and I was
No,
confused.
it's substantially better than Buffalo Wild Wings. I'll die on that hill. It's so good. Anyways, they open it, and so we decided, me and all my Yahoo friends, we're going to, we're whatever, 17 and bored. We're going to drive, whatever it is, 35 minutes, 40 minutes to go to this Wingstop. And we do, and it's in Kingsport, Tennessee, which those of you who aren't privy, let me just, it's the meth capital of the South. There is a fantastic series on
Carter-
TikTok. You could go follow this
It's actually
dude.
Carter County is the meth capital of the world.
It's bad, dude. It's
So,
bad.
yeah.
Kingsport's rough.
I mean, Kingsport's not much better, but technically Carter County is the meth capital of
It's
the
been
entire
rough, dude.
world.
Yeah. Kingsport's so rough. Anyway, so we go down there and we go to Wingstop. Afterwards, when we're leaving, we take this weird exit through this parking lot area, and we wind up behind the local Waffle House, which that Waffle House in particular is pretty notorious.
Is it
for
the one on the hill?
constantly being no, this one's in Kingsport.
Yeah, no, the one on the hill and off of that
no,
main
the one
road.
right next to Wingstop. anyway,
Is it by Buffalo Wild Wings? Hold on.
Sorta.
That's the one I used to go to all the time on my lunch break. Anyway.
Okay, so that one, and that's a rough one.
Oh, it's awful.
Some Waffle Houses are nice. That one is not. It's rough. Anyway, so we go behind the Waffle House, and we're going real slow because we don't know where we're at, and we're stupid and probably being mischievous teenagers. And we're going real slow, and as we pull up behind it, there's a back door and a sidewalk leading out from the back door, and that sidewalk is lined with bushes on either side. But we're going just slow enough to where we get a couple of seconds glimpse down the sidewalk, between the bush hedges to the door. And what we realize in a fraction of a second is the back door of Waffle House is propped open just ever so slightly, just this much. There's a crack because there is, I swear on my life, there is an extension cord running out the back, and about 6 feet down this sidewalk, there is a Deborah, a 45-year-old lady with hand tattoo, a Waffle House employee, probably employee of the month, squatted,
Oh, no.
smoking a cigarette with her left hand, and with her right hand flipping a waffle maker that is plugged into this extension cord. And so on her break, she is 7 feet from the building making herself a waffle, and I'm not sure that I've ever laughed harder in my life
no, dude, that was definitely for a customer.
than me and
That was definitely for a customer.
Never thought of that.
What do you mean?
She was just
That was
two birds, one stone.
that was definitely for a customer.
We
They were
always
like,
said she was making her lunch.
nah,
Yeah.
dude, she was making that for a customer.
Yeah.
I have
That's Waffle House for you.
I have a story. So, similar vein, when we get new restaurants, we get very excited.
Yes,
So
we do.
we didn't have a Steak and Shake for a long time.
Right,
And then we
right.
got one in Bristol, but
And it
It
the
shut
line
down.
was clogging the interstate. It was a real problem.
it shut down. But this isn't
It's
about
terrible.
the Steak and Shake in Bristol.
Now
So
it's
it
a
used to
Chipotle.
be the closest Steak and Shake, which I guess, again, is in Marshall, North Carolina.
Right.
Which is right outside of Asheville. It's about an hour drive.
Yes.
So to get from Johnson City to there, you take I-26.
You climb a mountain range.
You climb a mountain, you go down a mountain.
Yeah.
And whenever you're going down the mountain, and this is either way, if you're going down to a Marshall, there's a bunch of runaway truck ramps. Coming back, there's runaway truck ramps too.
Yeah, are those just there for looks? I've never seen a truck use that shit.
So we go to Cookout or Steak and Shake one day. Me and my buddy Jordan and my wife, she was with us. She's in the back seat. My buddy Jordan was driving. And we're going, and the whole way there, I'm like, "You're no balls. You're not going to go into the runaway truck ramp."
God.
He's like, "No, I'm not going to fucking do it. You're an idiot."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Whatever." So we get to Steak and Shake. We eat our food. It was phenomenal at Steak and Shake. It's great. We on the way back, we're past another 10 of them, and I'm like, "Hey, this is the last one." And every single one, I'm like, "You got to do it. You got to do it." The last one, I'm like, "No fucking balls, bitch! If you don't." Floors it. Goes to the runaway truck ramp.
Crazy.
And you know how you said you think sand? Nope. It is rocks.
Oh, I thought it was sand.
No, dude. It is little tiny rocks. So he fucking hits it going like, I said he floored it, but it is going maybe like 50, 60.
Sure.
Like fast enough. I mean, immediately stops us in our tracks. But it buries his fucking car.
Yeah.
And we had to spend the next hour and a half digging his car out by hand.
So how far like are the tires submerged? I mean, is it like up to the wheel well? Like
it was like the back wheels were not too submerged, thankfully, but the front wheels were like
halfway up the tire, man.
I mean, probably 3/4.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
Dude, we had to sit there.
That's a lot.
We had to sit there and dig it out for maybe an hour, and then we spent about 30 minutes trying to push it out.
So funny.
Dude, it was awful.
The power of no balls.
Yeah, it was great.
It's a lot of power.
I loved it, man.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's good.
Dude, I do.
God, to be young and stupid. Again.
I know, man. I have so many other.
I miss it. I really do. I think
miss
about it all the time.
Yeah, I can't do shit like that. I have a kid now.
I miss my friends, dude.
I don't know why we didn't get
friends.
arrested.
Yeah.
You know?
My friends were dorks. That's what I was telling Haley, because we were talking about how somebody we were talking to the other day had all these stories about how in high school they're getting fucked up and they're, like drinking and going to these parties and passing out and stuff, and I just didn't.
Dude,
I just didn't have that.
We used to smoke weed on train tracks, and then we'd hear a train come, and we'd run up to a ledge and continue smoking weed and watch the trains go by.
That's cool.
And I'm just like, that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, we didn't really do
And super illegal.
I just had friends that were dorks, man. I mean, they were the coolest dudes. I miss them like a bunch, but they just, they didn't really do any.
My friends, like, we would smoke a lot of weed on the weekends, and during the week we just played like a lot of video games.
That was us. We talked, from whatever 4 p.m. till midnight every night for.
Dude,
4
yeah,
years.
my buddies Peyton, Jordan, Mason. I mean, every day, like we were just
every day. Yeah.
Call of Duty.
The best.
Every day.
Let me ask you that, and this is for anybody listening. If on some chance this is your first episode, we are 5 episodes in now of no guests.
Yep.
And there's no point in us hashing out our same answers to our same regular questions. So that's why the topics are kind of scattered. But it's fun. And so that leads me to the next scattered topic. Do you have those core memories of like something funny that happened in a video game while in a party with your bros, and like you just smiled as soon as I said you have so many of them?
I have one. This is another. Is
it worth sharing on an audio form? Is it actually funny?
If you've played the game, it is. So this was only funny probably because we were both pretty high when it happened.
What's the game?
It was called 7 Days to Die.
Oh, sure.
You ever play that? So
but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, that is think of Minecraft but with zombies. Okay,
right.
You're just in an open world survival, but you build to survive. And me and my buddy Jordan, we were not together. We were both super stoned, but we were playing. And he had this like really big fort, and I was like putting a bunch of like torches on the road, so whenever the zombies came, we could see it.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumped out of this fort and just like shot a bow randomly and knocked out one of the torches, and then died. And I don't know why it was so funny, but it was like the most unconceivable fucking stupid thing. I don't know, but I just laugh every time I think about it because of like the reaction to it. Yeah. We had others where oh fuck! What was the game? You tell me one of yours while I think of the game.
Well, I really wish that I don't know for sure that I have the clip. It's screen recorded somewhere from years ago. A bunch.
I just thought of more,
but I could insert the clip into this video. I probably couldn't find it. We played PUBG together.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
I have a good PUBG story
a team
too.
Before. And for anybody who doesn't know, PUBG is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like
OG Fortnite.
Right.
Without building.
It's a military sim version of Fortnite. Right. No building. It's you drop in, it's Battle Royale, all that stuff. And there's a circle.
It's like the original Battle Royale.
Shrinks. Yeah, it's
the original popular
Arma,
one.
I think Arma. But either way, yeah. So very popular at the time that I was in high school. And the cool part about that game is you could play solo, duos, or as a team of up to 4. And so one time we were playing as a team of 4, and we're in this house, and we're all in a party, right? We're all in an Xbox party where we can hear each other talking. We're in this house, and we're surrounded, like we're getting shots coming through the window. I mean, stress to where like everybody's yelling. We're having fun. We're getting rowdy, and everybody's like, "Oh shit, oh shit!" And like we're like, "I think they're coming in." So my buddy Brandon goes, I'm going to go fuck him up. And then you just hear, psh, and Brandon just jumps out a window, right? And so, like, but prior to this, it had kind of calmed down. Like, we know we're surrounded, but no shots are ringing out. Everybody's laying down. We're all hunkered down.
Yeah.
And then you just hear, I'm going to go fuck him up. And you just hear, doop, 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 psh, and Brandon's gone. The second he's outside, it's like fucking Fallujah out there, dude. It's
immediately
like
gets
boom, 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 shoo, like just rockets going on, and he's screaming like into the chat, right? So instead of just coming back in the window, he goes around and he tries to come in the front door, which our friend Levi was very closely watching with a pump shotgun. And so as Brandon comes in and he's screaming, I'm coming in. He's coming in, screaming, I'm coming in. Screaming over him is my friend Levi going, I got him. And he goes, boom, and fucking blasts Brandon.
Oh, my God.
Puts him down, which for anybody who's not a nerd listening, that means he's down on his knees, and the team has a chance to go and revive him, right? So when I see this, I'm already laughing hysterically because it takes a couple shots. We have armor. So one shot, boom, and Brandon goes, Levi, that's me. And he goes, I got him. Boom! And he goes, Levi, that's me. And he's down. I'm making my way over to get the revive, and Brandon's screaming, Levi, that is me. And Levi goes, finishing. And he goes, boom! And fucking blows his head off. His loot drops everywhere, and he's screaming, Levi, that is me. And Levi's still going, I got him.
Oh, my God.
And we are fucking crying. As all this is going on, dude, I don't know if the teammate heard or the opposing team heard the commotion. I don't remember if we're maybe in proximity chat and they heard the whole thing. I don't remember. As this is all going on, I am wheezing with laughter. I am hunched over, and 4 well-armed dudes come crashing in from all the entrances and just fucking kill us immediately. God. And then there's that awkward loading screen after where you're watching the enemy team walk around and loot your body, and all I hear is me and 4 other idiots crying.
Dude, I fucking miss games like that. That's
truly one of my happiest memories of my entire life. Dude, is Levi, that is me. I got him.
We used to
so stupid, dude.
We used to play did you ever play Grand Theft Auto 5? Online and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that game where it's like there's like you're at the airport, there's like a platform, and the people on the platform has snipers, and then the people on the ground are in like the supercars trying to like knock them off. But the people in the supercars have knives too.
Right.
So I used to play that with my friends all the time. Yeah. And we used to we never wanted to hit each other with the car. We always tried to land the car up there, and then we'd get out of the car, and then we just get in knife fights the whole time. And that was
we
fun.
used to do so before those like mini games and stuff were available, because then they had one called The Killer, I think it was, or like Serial Killer. That one was fun. You didn't know who the killer was, and you're like in this confined
Among Us. Holy shit! When it was fun.
Anyways,
when it was
in GTA, we did this thing before all those mini games came out, where we would all get in a private session, huge map, and we'd turn the mini maps off and all the locators and stuff, and we play hide and seek. And like,
that's fun.
When one of you found the other one, you joined in the search party. But one time, my friend, I may get the story confused. I think it's that my friend Justin convinced Levi to meet up and hide from me. that I was the killer, but in fact Justin was the killer.
Oh,
and so there was like
hell yeah.
this hilarious audio. They started like a separate party and everything where Justin was like, come to this other Xbox party. And he like convinced, here's where I'm at. Come here, Nathaniel's, he's close to you, you gotta run. And then you just hear Levi going, what the fuck? Justin just kills him immediately. That kind of stuff was like, that's
Dude,
very niche.
I
First of all, everybody's already tuned out. by
Yeah,
this
dude,
point.
I fucking love like those old like those just old
Those
stupid
moments.
video game moments. Like
also, when you're 17 and you don't really have anything else to be doing, you know, like now,
yeah.
it takes a dude. I used to get in Xbox parties with 9 people.
Oh yeah, dude.
8 or 9 of our closest friends.
You know what I've been I don't play a lot of video games now. I don't have the time. I've been playing Skate 3 though. Replaying it.
The best.
God, I love it
It's the best.
so much. But the cool
soundtrack's
thing about Skate
New
3
one coming out soon.
next year. I looked it up. Q3 of next year.
Yep.
And I'll buy a new Xbox for that because I have an old Xbox.
Yep, me too.
But so I've been playing it, and the only reason, and like every game I've played lately is just like I can pause it
Right.
and it not matter.
Yeah, you gotta have those when you're
at
old.
all.
When you're old, you gotta
You know, like I was playing it earlier, and like Olivia
Yeah.
needed something. I'm like, all right, well,
pause. Yeah.
pause.
Yeah.
Done. You know, I used to play a lot of Halo and obviously COD.
I had that screaming match with Mom a lot where she's like, pause it. And I'm like, it can't be paused. It's an online game. We did that a
Oh
lot.
yeah, my parents.
You don't understand.
Yeah. Or you'd be like round 30 of zombies, and like your mom's
Yeah.
like, hey,
Turn
come
it
do
off.
something. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I've spent 3 hours getting here,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna spend another 3 hours until
The
I
dishes
either.
can wait, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I miss video games, dude.
Me too, dude.
I used to fucking play them so much.
Yeah, I felt like when I would play them, I would give like, like probably 5% luck, 10% skill, 15% concentrated power of will.
And then
At least.
and then instead of 50% pay, I'd say 50% pleasure.
Yeah, 5% pain, Sometimes
Yeah,
your thumbs
sometimes you
cramp.
get mad.
Your thumbs cramp.
You ever break your controller?
I broke a Wii controller one time,
On accident,
simultaneously
I'm
as
sure.
shattering our glass patio door.
Was
because
it on accident or anger?
Well, I didn't wear the wrist strap,
So okay,
and so I sent a Wii controller through our patio door.
I'm sure that went over well.
It just made a giant baseball-sized crack in.
Oh, that's not too
door.
bad.
Well, in typical modular home fashion, we just left it for the preceding 5 years or so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
but we had to get a new controller.
I never broke a I've never intentionally broke a controller either. I
Fun
used a
fact
controller.
about that glass door.
I used a
Just-
controller till it
just-
didn't work anymore, but I never broke one intentionally. What?
This keeps reminding me of other white trash things from a child. In our modular home, we had a glass patio door that was installed aftermarket. I don't want to brag.
Damn.
And that led to a screened-in porch that was, I'm not exaggerating, floor to ceiling, back wall to the door, junk. To where never once did I actually set foot on that.
We had a junk room.
No. This was a
Outside.
screened-in outdoor porch. Right.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the perfect zone to chill. Junk. Just wet cardboard full of nonsense for 5 years.
We had a
That glass door, though, coming in from there was, I guess, a perceived security breach, right? Not that anyone could get to it due to the junk. But our our alarm against that as a kid was we took an old handle from like a pickaxe or something and wedged it between the door frame and the sliding
Oh
door.
yeah.
But it didn't lock. That's literally what kept me from armed burglary and abduction as a child was a wooden pickaxe handle from the 70s probably.
I like it. We had one of
It's
those
wedged
in
there.
our sliding glass door. We didn't have a crack in it.
Yeah, and there's also
But
a baseball-sized
We didn't have that.
shatter in it. Yeah.
Yeah. They have, this is not funny at all, but they do make like actual it's like metal bars you can install for that now.
Yeah, no, we didn't have that.
Yeah, we didn't have that
Mhm.
either. I was gonna tell
Right next to that door. I'm just going to take you on a tour of this house. Right next to that door, there was, in typical modular homes, there's like the air ducts are in the floor, with the vents. And that vent on top of the grate didn't have screws in it. It could just be lifted right up and out. And that was, it served many functions for me as a kid. But primarily it was
sneaking out.
No. It was a very small air duct. It was very, very small opening, like maybe about the size of this.
You hid your
laptop,
drugs there.
No, this is when I was real small. What I would do is that was the Bat Cave and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle lair.
Yeah.
That was anytime I needed an underground prison. That was the Rancor pit in Jabba's palace. That was whatever imaginary game I was playing. That hole in the floor, which was very commonly full of dirt, spiders, webs, dead stink bugs.
Yeah, whatever.
Right.
Change of pace a little bit.
Was also home to toys. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
I'm gonna preface the story as I'm a law-abiding citizen who pays their taxes and is responsible.
That feels like you were legally required to preface that.
Homeowner, have a child, raising her.
Proud
I
of you.
believe well. You
Proud
know, sober. You know, doing good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I was
Heroin doesn't count. Folks.
16. Yeah, maybe 15. Probably 16. There was I mentioned the synthetic weed stuff.
You
so
did bath salts.
I didn't do bath salts. It was incense. It was like the synthetic weed.
Mhm,
This is before it was like really popular. I was at my buddy's house and we wanted some weed. So we walked a mile up to our other buddy's house who had weed.
Mm-hmm.
Smoked with him.
Yeah.
He just got back from Florida. That guy actually passed away very sadly. He got his life together. That's very sad. That one made me sad when I heard him that he passed away. Anyway,
Rest in peace to Moon Pie.
no, that's not Moon Pie. That was a guy named Taylor. But
Rest in peace to Taylor and Moon Pie.
yeah. So, but anyway, so we're at his house. We're smoking. He just got back from Florida. Had some incense. This was before it came to Tennessee, and he was like, "Look, guys, don't rip it too hard. It's a lot different than you think." And we're smoking out of a bong because we're like 15 and cool.
Sure.
And I
Pretty cool.
bong ripped this incense and did not go well.
The thought of you hitting a bong just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Was it bigger than you? Was it taller than
That
you?
was a small bong.
Just the thought of you getting a ladder up to the rim of a bong
No.
to hit.
I think the largest, I think 4 foot's the biggest I ever hit. But so anyway, we hit this bong of this incense,
I can't help it.
and we have to walk home. But if
Uh-huh.
you've never smoked incense, like it's
Yeah.
a completely different thing. Like you hallucinate,
Yeah.
and it's not fun. It's very
No, it doesn't
like
sound.
it's not fun. Like it is outlawed for a very good reason. I was actually
Any
happy.
sentence that starts with "I don't know if you've ever smoked incense."
Yeah,
I've not.
pretty rough.
I've not.
It got outlawed shortly after this, and I'm very
Mhm.
happy it did because it was not good. Right.
Yeah.
So we're walking back a mile on a
Mhm.
main road. It's
Mhm.
like maybe a little after midnight at this point.
Yeah.
And we're like freaking out because we're seeing cars going by, and we're like, we're like 15. We can't. We're like 15. We have weed on. Like we cannot be out.
Yeah.
We are at the bottom of this hill. At the top of the hill, I see a white car coming down, and I'm like, that's a cop.
It's a cop.
That's a cop. So
Yeah.
we're like next to this apartment complex that has like bushes and like shrubbery, all this stuff. And I
Shrubbery.
full sprint dive head first
Mm-hmm.
into this bush. Turns out it's a thorn bush.
Oh, you're just hiding.
Hiding.
Right.
It's a thorn bush.
Right.
Don't realize it's a thorn bush. I am
Worth it.
bleeding. I spend the
Really?
next hour
Like legit cut up from
cut
the
up.
bush,
Like
yeah.
I had shorts on that now
Mhm.
have holes in them. My shirt
Mhm.
had holes in it, and I am like bleeding,
Oh,
cut
wow.
up.
Doing
I
a
spend the
lot.
next hour in that thorn bush crying my eyes out, thinking I'm gonna go to prison.
all
Like
thorned up.
freaking out. My buddy, I'm not gonna say his name. He that I was
Moon
with.
Pie.
No, it wasn't Moon Pie. It wasn't Moon Pie or Taylor. This guy is still alive, has a kid now.
Yeah.
Who I was with. He like carries me back to his house, and then
What a
we
sweetheart.
ends up we sneak back into the house. We go back to his basement where we hang out, and I laid on his couch crying and eating
What a
chips until I fell
pathetic
asleep.
Story, dude.
Yeah, that was
That's embarrassing.
It was
Why
very
would you say that
embarrassing.
on
I
the
just- just sharing my stories.
podcast? Here's my question,
Yeah.
and I think I already know the answer. It wasn't a cop, right?
I don't think so.
It was like a.
Probably wasn't a cop. Probably wasn't. I don't
It's
know.
like a white
They would have.
Fiat or
They
something.
saw me.
It
I mean,
was-
they saw me do this.
right. That's the other side.
so
of it.
I almost
Even
got
if It was
arrested.
a cop. They were just like let
Oh.
him.
I almost got arrested one time. Walking. We was at another friend's house who lived by like Davy Crockett High School in Jonesboro, and we were
Mhm.
walking to Davy Crockett to do something illegal. But
Public masturbation.
that's what it was. It was 4 of us, and while we were walking there, we got stopped by the cops, and we had like call our parents, and I was grounded for like 3 months.
Just for walking?
It was like midnight. we like snuck out of this guy's house.
Still, what
we
did the
were
cops arrest you for?
They didn't arrest us.
They
we
made
were
you
like
call their
16.
Oh, right.
We were like 16.
What if you would have just been like, my parents are dead? Like, what would they just be like?
Probably
"Sorry."
call your legal guardian.
Be like, my legal guardian's dead. I killed him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kill you too. And then you just reach for his gun. Dude, I used to do this
That'll
thing.
go well.
I have a lot of dumb
You used to reach for your
bits.
cops' guns.
Well, sort of. So I have a lot of dumb bits that I do, and I like to do them very reoccurring. Did I tell you about the trophies at work the other day? I'm proud of this. Let me tell you this.
No, you told me about the dad jokes.
No. So that's funny too. No, so I did this thing at work the other day, and this is dumb. I'm more proud of this than I should be. But so I got a new job recently. Yay for me.
Janitor.
Thanks for the applause. And it's a janitor.
Fuck me.
Thank you guys so much. I got a new job, and it's for our marketing department, which is just like a team of 2. It's a small-time operation. But anyway, so one of my duties is to clean out this closet that's got all our promotional items and all this stuff. And what I found is nobody's touched that closet in about 30 years. And so I found these old trophies that are just cheap little plastic star trophies, and it says like Company Rising Star or whatever.
Yeah.
And I found where they keep them. So what I did that I thought was funny is I took them all, 28 of them, and put them on my desk. I put 28
Company
Rising Star trophies on my desk. And I should mention 28 Rising Star trophies that most of the employees haven't even been there long enough to know they exist.
Yeah.
On my desk. And I did this at about 9 a.m. And I get off at 5. So all day, different people. And my desk is very conveniently placed by the staircase.
I was going to say, so it's very, very
central location.
Yeah.
If you come up the elevator or the stairs, going towards the break room or the restroom, you pass me. So no less than 5 people stop by and were like, what the fuck? And I did this thing. And this is just for me. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this. Just for me, I did all day, no matter what they would say. The only thing I would say is I'd be typing and working with my back to where they would stand because my cubicle. And they'd be like, what is this? And I'd just turn around and I'd go, it's just nice to be recognized. And then I just keep working.
Dude, that's the best story.
I did it just for me, dude.
No, that is so funny.
Nobody laughed. They would just go, okay.
They didn't find that funny?
No, dude. They're all old white. They don't
Dude, that's so funny.
So they would leave, right? So then at like 4:30, my boss, who's wonderful, my new boss of the department, she's cool. She's cool. She walked by and she saw that she'd been in the meeting all day. And she goes, what are you doing? And I said, it's just nice to be recognized. And I kept working. It's nice to be appreciated. And I kept working. And then from behind, I could hear that she didn't leave. And I started to kind of giggle, like break a little bit. And she goes, well, yesterday you had no trophies.
Yeah.
And now there's a ton of them. And I turned around and I just said, it's amazing what you can do in a day. And then I just kept working.
Did she did she laugh?
She just laughed and then went in her office. And then after she left for the day, I just put them all back. And then now there's no trophies on my desk at all.
God, I hope somebody asks you.
Dude, I did this for 8 hours almost. Just for me. I'm so glad that you think it's funny.
That's fucking
nobody
hilarious.
but me enjoyed it at all. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Dude, that's like the funniest thing the funniest no harm office prank I can think of.
It's just for me.
Yeah.
It's just for me. And then we've been getting rowdy up there. My friend, shout out to my one friend at work. I'm not going to say her name just in case, but she's my pal. And she thought it'd be funny to put her after at 4:30 all the executives leave for the day and we're there till 5. So there's 30 minutes of chaos every day. Just tomfoolery. And during that 30-minute period, she moved like just enough items from her desk into my cubicle, like behind me, like her chair, her laptop, and like a little framed picture of her fiance. And then the next morning, she just sat there instead of in her own cubicle and started doing her job. And they did not like it, dude. HR got like 4 phone calls that like she was out of area or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, like they thought it was
like
weird or something. Yeah, I don't think they knew how to take it. Like they didn't realize it was a joke or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. But no, the trophy thing was That's so stupid, but I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, my work is like lawless. Like we don't have any structure like that.
Right.
It's not lawless. It's actually very heavily regulated. But
yeah, federal.
the office like part of it is like, free for all.
Yeah.
And me and my buddy, the guy that I flew to Texas with, we a couple months ago, there's like these spam texts that real estate agents get a lot. It's like, hey, sign up for healthcare through discount, right? And like, it doesn't matter how often you're like, stop, opt out, blah, blah, blah. Right? I finally got out of it all. Finally got out of them all of them. And he had somebody reaching out to him. So he gave them, he's like, hey, sorry, I'm actually changing my number. This is my new number. I want to talk to you. And so they text me and they're like, hey, Dale. And then they're going into it. And I'm like, this son of a bitch. And it restarted it all. Dude. So a couple weeks go by, I get one. And I'm like, and it was a different type of spam text, like, hey, we want to sell our home. But there's very obvious like spam ones of those.
Oh, sure.
And I'm like engaging in the conversation. And I'm like, oh, you can only meet on this day. I can't meet. Send a screenshot to him. I was like, hey, got a hot lead for you. I'm going to be on vacation. And then he pursued. That's our pranks. It's not as fun. It's just
that's
funny.
My buddy Jordan did that. And I'll say his name because fuck that dude. I love Jordan. He's one of my best buddies. But he joined the National Guard right out of high school.
Wasn't man enough for the real army? I'm just kidding. Thank you for your service.
You are correct. He's still in there. But he did this fun thing where I guess through the process of joining the military or the Guard, there's several opportunities for what they call like referral bonuses or sign-on bonuses. And at every opportunity of, basically the recruiter would say, if you have a buddy that joins, you get $5,000 or whatever the fuck, or a sticker, probably nothing. At every opportunity, Jordan would write in my name, my phone number, and my home address. And for years, I got calls from recruiters that were like, I hear you're interested in joining the Guard. And I'd be like,
oh, my
God. Who referred? And they'd be like, Jordan. And then like his last name. And I'd be like, that fucking asshole, dude.
Those are my favorite types of pranks where it's just annoying enough.
It's just annoying.
So anyway, our guest today.
Yeah.
I figured I'd do it almost an hour in.
Our guest today is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To us.
He had a rough one.
Yeah. No, he's not. Anyway, I guess really, I mean, do you have anything coming up that you want to plug?
Yeah, man. Real quick, let me take a look here. You go ahead while I'm looking.
I've had some. I don't have shows right now. Had some stuff happen, so okay. I don't have shows coming up. I had to cancel a couple. So that one that was supposed to happen at Freedom Hall, it is happening. I don't think my services are needed. I don't think they're doing a comedian spot after all. Yeah. So okay. Unfortunately.
I gotcha. Let's see here. Yeah, so this will be out this Friday, the 6th, if you're listening, and it's the day of. Today's Happy September. So tonight, Friday, I'll be in Knoxville doing a show for Brandy Augustus, doing a couple minutes down there, and that's going to be fun. That's like a showcase first week of the month type of show. So I'll be down in Knoxville, Tennessee doing some time. The following day, tomorrow, Saturday the 7th, very excited. Been counting the months for a while on this one. I'm going to be on a show I can't tell you about in Lexington, Kentucky.
Don't tell us.
With my good friend, I don't tell you. My good friend, Mr. John Bass, is the producer up there. Great dude. And I believe, fingers crossed, I don't want to spoil it, I believe I'll be featured on the John Bass podcast while I'm there as well. So
cool.
Get a chance to plug this show, and maybe we'll throw out a link.
Maybe take some of our equipment with you, and
yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah,
we'll do something. I'll figure out how to get it. We're doing that. So anyways, doing that. I'll be up in Kentucky that weekend. Very excited. And then next week, Friday the 13th. Ooh, Friday the 13th. I just realized.
Jason Voorhees is coming.
Jason Voorhees is coming, and I'm coming to Sevierville. That's Cumming to Sevierville, Tennessee. There is a competition down there ran or operated by Mr. Ray Flasher. Very lucky to do that last year, and he's invited me back for that. And I think it's bigger and better this year. So competition there. Sevierville. The next day is the 14th, September the 14th, and we have a Don't Tell show. Our headliner is coming from Chattanooga.
Is that the cool one, or is that next month?
That is, I'll get that in a second. That is not well, they're all cool.
Well, yeah,
they're
you knew
all
what I meant by that.
He's cool.
Yeah.
No, the 14th is going to be, it is a new venue we've not done before. I'm actually leaving here today to go check it out. It's in Johnson City, headliner from Chattanooga. I've got features from Asheville and Knoxville and a local favorite who may or may not have a Chronicle series on this show. So that's going to be fantastic. That's on the 14th. Then on the 28th, September the 28th, that is the next Don't Tell. That's 2 weeks after the 14th for my math nerds. And that one is a very, very, very special show. September the 28th is a special show. It is
How early can you get tickets for that?
Those will be on sale as of the 14th. So
Okay.
2 weeks in advance, those will be on sale. If you're listening to this now, give it a week. And you can buy your tickets. And if you don't, you're going to miss it. They're both going to sell out, I promise you. I promise you they're going to sell out September the 28th. Be there. That will have comedians from Atlanta, Georgia, Knoxville, the surrounding areas of Knoxville, particularly Tellico Plains. One young man who's known as the Terror of Tellico Plains may or may not be there. A good friend of mine. And then we're going to do a bunch of locals on there, too. So it's going to be awesome. Follow
Nathaniel has
me.
decided to ruin our friendship by not giving me a spot on that show.
That's right. That's how I chose to do it. NLB_423 on Instagram. In Booher Comedy everywhere else, and you can catch clips from the show.
I'm Michael Rose Comedy on Instagram and Threads. Moving to JC on Instagram if you want to follow a more serious side of me that I still do some funny stuff on.
Go follow that, and go also antagonize him in the comments of those. And if you could go to, here's what I want.
I just want comments. I don't.
Right.
Comments and
no
likes.
publicity.
Comments and likes.
Well, here's what I'll say to you. If you're listening to this show right now, and I know you're not, but if you are, and you want to support the show. You want to help out because they're always, people ask, well, we love it, but how can we support? We hear it all the time. We've never heard it once, but people ask all the time. And what I'll say is this: if you really want to support me personally as a comedian, if you really want to help me out in any way, I mean, obviously you can
buy a house from me.
You can come to the Don't Tell shows. You can do all these things. What I want you to do is I want you to go to Michael's real estate accounts, and I want you to comment.
No.
I want you to go to Moving to JC, and I want you to confront Michael. Show. That's what I want.
Legitimately going to cut that because I cannot have that happening.
I'll put it in the caption, dude.
I cannot have that happening.
Here's what I want from all of our listeners.
That's lose my license. That's lose my license, what you're saying for them to do.
Here's what I want.
So don't do that.
All right, fine. Don't make accusations against and get away with it.
I'm cutting this outro. Before I send it to you, I'm cutting this outro.
I've got the video, you fucker. I'll put it in there. I'll put it in there. I just want here. Okay, all right. Let's try this again. Let's start. You can cut it right here.
Okay.
If you're listening to this show and you notice the weird cut, it's because Michael just cut everything I tried to say.
It's because Nathaniel's trying to make me lose my livelihood. Is why.
It's not true. If you're listening to the show and you want to support, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to Michael's real estate account. I want you to go to his official business accounts, and I want you to offer some questions in the comments, but serious real estate questions only. And those of you who are YMH fans like Greg Payne, you know what I'm saying here. Seriously, guys, no jokes. I'm serious on this one. Don't say anything that could get Michael in trouble. I want you to ask real estate related questions only. All right? If you want to support the show. And that's all. Thanks for listening to Talkin' Bits. We love you. Bye.
Bye.